What's up, YouTube? Leo Sheng here, host of the Extreme Fully Fishing channel. Today is November 26th, 2017, my outing number 152 of this year. Ain't that crazy? I mean, just to point it out, since the beginning of 2017, I've been out fishing more than 150 times. If you think about it, that's like 5 months, you know what I'm saying? Fishing every day, right? And we are not done for the year yet. But anyways, today is another cold day. It is fall here in Pennsylvania. And as you guys know, it's going to get even colder real soon, right? Winter is coming. And it is usually during this time of the year that I receive a lot of questions on my Instagram, my Snapchat, and even here in the comment section of YouTube of folks usually asking me, how to fish for panfish and multi-species and catch fish consistently during the colder months, So instead of answering those questions one by one, I really decided to just bring you guys another instructional video here on the channel. So welcome to another educational video where Leo Sheng is going to talk a lot. In this video, I'm going to introduce you guys to a setup that works extremely well for me during the colder months, especially winter, for pan fishing and multi-species fishing. Okay, I mean, I've caught a number of different species of fish on the setup that I'm going to introduce to you guys today. Even bigger types of fish as well, okay? And this video is going to be divided in 3 parts because this is going to be a long video. The first part is going to be the theory portion of the video, where I am pretty much going to explain to you guys the theory behind why I am introducing the setup to you and why exactly the setup works. The second portion of the video is going to be the setup itself. We're going to do a little comparison of my summer setup with my winter setup, and I'm going to give you guys a few pointers and tips on how to use it. And finally, the last part of this video is going to be the field experience, aka fishing, So I'm leaving the times of all of them here in the video, in the description of the video, and in the pinned comment in this video. You guys don't need to watch the whole thing if you don't want to, although I highly encourage you to do so, okay? After all, it is an educational video, right? And I really hope that by the end of the day, after you watch this video, you have learned something that will help you become a better angler in the future. All right, we're already close to 3 minutes in this video. Let's talk a little bit about the theory first. So in a previous video here on the channel just recently, we talked a little bit about dissolution and chemistry, right? That was my soap catfishing video on the Schuylkill River. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. The main topic for this video is going to be thermal balance. Therefore, we're going to talk a little bit about zoology and biology. I hope you guys understand at this point in this video that I could have easily not included the section in this video and just have told you guys, look, this is the setup that I'm using for today to catch some fish in a public body of water, and it works, right? And very likely people will go out there, get the setup and catch some fish. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the theory down, you can use it and you can catch fish on it, but you won't necessarily understand why is it that it works. And in my personal opinion, okay, since I am a scientist, that is extremely important. So, like I said, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about thermal balance. So, before talking about the fish, let's just talk a little bit about ourselves, human beings, Homo sapiens, okay? For those who are not familiar, this is pretty much like high school biology. You guys probably have learned this before. But anyways, for those who are not familiar, we, human beings, Homo sapiens, we are endothermic. And for those who are not familiar with the terminology, being endothermic means that we are able to generate our own body heat within us, right? Which actually makes sense, right? Because if you get a thermometer and you measure your own temperature, you will probably come to realize that your comfort zone is around 99 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 37 degrees Celsius. if you go out of your house on a day like this, that is 45 degrees Fahrenheit, using very little clothes, you'll probably start realizing, that you're gonna get cold real quickly, right? In other words, you're gonna start shivering, which is what your body does when you get cold to try to generate heat, because you will be in a state of hypothermia. You will be extremely cold. And if you stay out there without proper clothes or anything, and it gets even colder, and your core temperature drops a little bit more, guess what happens? You die. It ain't that pleasant, but it is the truth. Similarly, if something happens to your body that is not normal and your temperature starts to rise a little bit, that is when you get a fever, right? Sometimes people get sick, people get fevers, infections, fevers. That's when you're supposed to take antibiotics, right? Or your old ibuprofen and just rest at home to make sure that the fever goes down. But let's assume that you don't do any of that, right? And you just let the illness run its course. The fever is gonna keep going up. You gotta get very, very sweaty, because that is how your body deals with the rising temperatures, right? It's trying to get all that liquid and that heat out of your body for you to cool down. But if you don't do anything at the end of the day, yes, you die. So as you see, human beings are very fragile, okay? We are, like, our comfort zone is really around 99 degrees Fahrenheit. And if our core temperature goes a little bit lower or higher than that, we can't survive at all, And I mean, I could go on and talk about biology, about how we generate our own body heat, right? We eat the food gets broken down into carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins, which gets further broken down. And inside your cells, you have these things called mitochondria, which produces ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which breaks down into ADP, adenodiphosphate, that generates heat for your body in an intracellular level. But we're not going to talk about that, okay? The whole point is that we generate our own heat, and we can survive in a huge range of environments out there. Now, if you think about it, fish is a different story, And I mean, a prime example of that is if you go out there on a cold day, fall or winter, and you catch a fish, that fish is going to be cold as hell. You know what I'm talking about? It's going to be as cold as the water. And that is because fish are actually exothermic beings, They are ectothermic creatures. They're not able to generate their own body heat. What that means is that when they're out there in your local watersheds, in your local bodies of water, their temperature is going to be the same temperature or close to the temperature of their surroundings. So, can you imagine summertime, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, right? This temperature stuff is directly related to the fish's metabolism, Summertime, 70, 80 degrees Fahrenheit out there, the fish are very active. You can go to Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever and buy some of the craziest lures in the market, and the fish are going to hit on it, They will swim and eat aggressively, They are ready to do all the stuff because they're pumped up. It's hot, it's warm. But once it starts to get cold and fall and winter comes, whoa, that was a nice camera save right here. Sorry, folks. A little bit too windy out here today, 15 miles per hour winds. But as I was saying, once it starts to get a little bit cold out there, fish starts to get sluggish. It is the opposite effect, They start to get sluggish, a little bit lethargic, and they don't behave exactly the same way as summertime, which is why precisely when you have your setup for fishing, you need to change it between summer and spring and fall and winter. Think it this way, as they get sluggish in the water and more lethargic, it takes more time for them to come to your lure, right? That's number one. And number two, instead of inhaling the bait like they do it during summertime, right? Summertime you have those top water bites and all those things. Wintertime, you don't really have those very much, I mean, you're lucky if the water's not frozen, right, on top. So during the wintertime, not only takes a long time for the fish to come to your bait, a longer time, they also don't inhale the bait. Instead, they nibble on it. They usually nibble at the tip of it, which is why in the next section of this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the setup that I use for wintertime, and you will really come to realize that the main thing about the setup is that once the water gets colder, we need to downsize, but not downsize the whole thing. as you guys will see. So anyways, this is it for the theory portion of this video. Main key points: we are endothermic and we generate our own body heat. Fish are ectothermic. They don't generate their own body heat, therefore their body temperature is the same as their surroundings. Their metabolism is directly related to water temperature. When it is summer and warmer, they behave more aggressively. When it is colder, they become more sluggish, lethargic. Now that you guys know all about this, let's quickly talk about the setup and get the fishing started. In this portion of the video, I am going to briefly talk about the setup that I'm going to recommend to you guys in this video. And I say briefly because, I mean, the next section of this video, you guys will really see it in action, right? But anyways, let's take a look at this photo here. And in this photo, on the left side, as you guys can see, there are 3 different types of jig heads, right? The one on the bottom is the one that I use regularly during the summertime, the 164-ounce trout magnet jig head. The one in the middle and the one on top are different types of jig heads, okay? The one in the middle is just a smaller version of the jig head that I regularly use, and the one on top is actually an ice fishing jig head. And this is the key word right here: ice fishing jig head, because this is what I am recommending to you guys during the colder seasons, months of the year to use. Ice fishing jigs, okay? Just because it is called an ice fishing jig, that doesn't mean that you only use it for ice fishing. You can use it when, you know, your local bodies of water are not iced up, okay? But anyways, going back to the photo, right? We look now at on the other side of the photo, we have the 3 jig heads already baited with the Gulp Alive minnow. And this is the part that is extremely important, okay? I'm gonna emphasize here that when the fish bites your lure, there is something called the strike zone. And I like to call the strike zone the part where your hook, the end of your hook, is at. You always want to make sure that when your fish bites your lures, it has the ability to get to the end of your hook, right? Because that is what makes you get the fish hooked, you know? And during the summer months, they are extremely aggressive, like I mentioned previously in the video. Winter months, not so much. So when you look at the center of the photo, where you have the regular jig head, and even the jig head that is just a little bit smaller, with the 1-inch Gulp Alive minnow, you will come to realize that during the winter, if you use those types of jig heads, right, the fish will come, it will nibble on it, it won't be able to reach the end of your hook because the fish is not that aggressive anymore. Not only that, your presentation now is too big. Because the fish is lethargic and it takes a longer time for it to get to your bait, the fish has more time to take a look at what it is going to eat, you know? And some fish, sure, they are very stupid, but in highly pressured watersheds, you know, they will look at it and they will realize right away that that is not something that they want to eat. Finally, when you look at the most right, which is the ice fishing jig head, you will come to realize, of course, that the 1-inch Gulp minnow is too big for that jig, right? So the final solution, the setup that I truly recommend to you guys, is the setup on the right, okay? It is the ice fishing jig. I prefer the ones made by Kenders Outdoors. I'm not sponsored by them, okay? And I like to use them with the Gulp minnow 1-inch, but I usually cut 2/3 of the trailer and I only include the tail portion. So now you have a very finesse type of jig, right? That when the fish looks at it, it still kind of looks like a normal fish, you know, like a dying fish. And because it is so small, even when the fish nibbles on it, it is able to reach the end of the hook. That is why, you know, a lot of people, when I talk downsizing, they think you need to downsize everything. Not necessarily. The weight of the jig, it stays the same. The only thing that gets downsized is the trailer. You have to cut it. And, of course, the length of the hook, so that the fish can reach the end of the hook. Taking all those things in consideration, now we gotta get that set up. We gotta do some suspended jigging under a float. I know this is a long video, but you know, when it comes to the path of education and learning, there are really no shortcuts. if you have watched the whole video so far, which is about 17 minutes now, you know, you have made a lot of progress. I hope you have learned something, okay? All right, I'm ready to fish. Enough talking for this video. This is like a whole lecture, man. I should charge people to watch this stuff. It's like I'm teaching fishing here. But anyways, enough talking. Let me get my setup ready. And the goal for today is to try to catch some crappie around here. We're gonna be hitting the Walworth Lake, Upper Cooper River, and Driscoll Pond, all public watersheds, okay? And hopefully we'll catch something. Stay tuned. We're finally ready for some fishing. So let me just quickly show you guys. This is the setup that I got. All gear is in the description of the video, right? As I pointed out in the photo. Check that out, huh? Just one tiny little ice fishing jig head, and then tungsten, and then about 1/3, okay, or 1/4 of a 1/64, I'm sorry, of a 1-inch gulp minnow. Oh, fish on. First fish of the day, what we got? What is this? What? Oh, not quite what we're looking for right here, huh, my friend? Are you for real? This is a golden shiner? It is a golden shiner on the gulp minnow. The Notemigonus chrysoleuca. Look at this. Wow. Little golden shiner, man. When the golden shiners start to bite like this, that's when you know it's gotten cold. And check this out, huh? The size of the mouth, yeah, inhaled it, huh? Not bad at all. Well, we're still looking for the crappie though. Man, that is definitely to show you, you know, that sometimes, oh, the water's cold, that sometimes the least expected species is the one that comes up. Very interesting for sure. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's on. Oh, it's a bluegill. Oh, little Lepomis macrochirus. Look at this. Pretty small too. Wow, look at that, huh? Just to show you guys, huh? That just the nibbling, man. I'm telling you, it is the nibbling. 4 nibbles before he got hooked. Oh, give me back. Very nice, bluegill. Very nice. This is quite interesting. I mean, you know, we've been catching the golden shiner, little bluegill, but no crappie yet. Man, crappie is what we're looking for, yeah, little bluegill? Yeah, okay. Oh. Oh, easy. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's why. Man, we got a 3-pounder right here, man. Wow, man, this is what I call, you know, trophy. Oh, it's on. What? I barely felt it. It's another bluegill. A small one too. You know, guys, it's weird today. I mean, usually I catch a few crappie over here, you know. But today, this spot, I'm not feeling it. Few golden shiner, few bluegill. I think I'm gonna move to the other pond, you know, and try to catch some over there. Yeah, the water's super cold too. Yeah, let's move spots. Oh, get it. Oh, it's on, boy. But that doesn't look like a crappie though. I don't know. Is it a crappie? Yeah, I knew it. Just a little bluegill. Just a little bluegill. Yeah, I mean, beautiful, but not exactly what we're looking for. All right, awesome. Go back, bluegill. Dude, that's a fish. That's a fish. Is that a crappie though? That was 100% a fish. Oh yeah, it's skipping on top of the water. It's a very small crappie. What? For real, dude? What? No! What is this? This has gotta be the smallest crappie that I have caught at Driscoll Pond before. This is what I call a micro crappie, man. Now we're looking for like your great granddaddy. No. I refuse to take a photo of this fish. Are you kidding me? Let's release this guy over here. Yo, man, this is legit messed up, dude. Messed up. Go call your great grandfather. Oh, that's a fish. Oh, that was a fish, dude. That was a crappie. That was a crappie, man. And he didn't bite all the way out there. He bit actually very close by, right around here. Yeah, he bit right around here. Yeah, that seemed to be a crappie bite. Oh, the old fish on. Oh yeah, oh, feeling a little bit better now, boy. Yeah, bigger than the last crappie, that's for sure. You know, oh yeah, look at that. Look at this, it's getting a little bit bigger. Not the sizes that we want yet, you know, but hey, look at this, beautiful fish, man. That's what we came for today, you know, the black crappie, the Pomoxys nigromaculatus. I'll take a shot, not quite as big yet, but man, this is a beautiful fish. I would like to point out, of all the freshwater species of fish, this is definitely one of my favorites. Just look at the patterns on this fish. Look, the circular dots here on the soft dorsal, the speckled dots on its body, here the tail, you know what I'm saying? Black crappie is gotta be one of the most beautiful species of fish, you know, that I have caught in my life. I'm very blessed for this species to be around my area, you know. Look at this blue right over here. I mean, come on. Overall, it's just a beautiful, beautiful fish, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Wow. It's a gorgeous sample right there. Awesome. Dude, that should be the sweet spot. That should be where the fish is at. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Son, I knew it. They're all around that fallen branch right there. Although this one is smaller. Yeah, way smaller. Wow, hooked on the side of the mouth. Look at that. Barely on the side of the mouth. See that? This is what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, if the hook was bigger, it wouldn't have hit there. Oh yeah, get it. Come on, get it. It's on. It's on. Dude, that one. It's all quite small though. I don't know what's going on. Where are the bigger ones? But, you know, we're still looking for some bigger ones. I mean, you know, nothing above 6 inches so far. Some beautiful fish, I will give you credit, you know. Some beautiful fish, definitely beautiful winter colors. But it's still looking for that, you know, bigger crappie, right? Huh. Oh man, let me check the time. It's 2:20 p.m. right now. I pretty much run out of time for today, you know. I only had 3 hours to fish, and it was a slow day today. I mean, you know, this time of the year, in Philadelphia, in surroundings, I'm in South Jersey today, it is what it is, you know. I mean, it is just as low fishing from shore. I can't wait to go to Florida next week. My dad is coming this Friday. I can't wait, you know, to go to Florida to catch some fish and stuff like that, because up here right now, it is really brutal. But needless to say, we did catch some fish today. We found the crappie. We didn't catch the cream of the crop, but you know, at least we found it and we caught some, right? We didn't get it skunked. And you know, needless to say, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, I know that I talk a lot in my videos. I try to make it as educational as possible, right, folks? So I mean, all this information that I'm putting out there, make sure that you absorb a lot of it, you know, because it is important. In this video, I focus more on smaller species of fish and pan fishing, but that type of knowledge you can really apply to anything out there, you know, including game fish. Just do some research on your own, apply the knowledge, and you will eventually become a better angler, okay? Fishing in cold weather is definitely not easy. It is very finesse. Whew, you know, certain species of fish don't even bite during the winter, right? Other species are very sluggish, so totally understandable. But alright, this is it for today, guys. I will come back with another video soon enough. Thank you very much for watching this one. Tie lines and take it easy.